Well, good morning. It's Wednesday, a day that we're looking forward to our prayer meeting tonight. And there's a little confusion about what day this is because it's so sporadic. These teachings on self denial, because there's so much. The holidays have interfered with it, and the notebook went missing for a while. So yesterday on the video, I was saying it was day 17, but I marked it as day 18. So just for the purposes of going forward, this is day 19. We're going to say that day 19, and we have a few more verses to share and some things to consider. I was just reading this morning about the disparity that there is in health going forward in the world, and just how a simple discipline of walking um, improves situations incredibly. I didn't know this, but apparently obesity is the second leading cause of early death. There's cancer and all those sort of things, but those tend to come on people as they get older. But a lot of the diseases that people die of at a younger age is caused by obesity. And it's a shame because obesity is easily overcome, uh, and it shows a lack of discipline in eating, and it shows a lack of discipline in activity. Let's not even call it exercise. Let's call it an active life. And the information's out there, and they keep telling people, 30 minutes of activity in your day, it will make a world of difference in your health. And so here we're facing these situations where we even have a lack of discipline for something as easily as 30 minutes of activity. Eating, we have a terrible habit for eating. We want stuff fast. We want stuff easy. We're tired. We've totally changed our culture. No longer is there somebody at a home who's fully occupied with the health of the family, taking care of. We don't even see that anymore. We don't even see managing the family, taking care of the family as something important. We kind of just exist together. And there used to be a mom who that was her responsibility, to take care of her family, to raise her family. And I'm not trying to do a throwback, and I just want to point out that there are changes, there are things that have happened that are causing this lack of self-discipline that's going on in our societies. Um, that mom used to make sure that there was a balanced diet. Kids were active. They weren't allowed to hang around in the house. If you had a mom like mine, it was, especially in the summer, you wake up, you have breakfast, you're gone. You come home, lunch is on the porch waiting for you. Outside, you don't even get to come in. You eat, you're gone again. Dad comes home and he whistles, it's supper time. You're home and you eat. And if it's been a good day, everything's gone well, then you get to go outside after supper and play until dark. And then you're so exhausted, man, you just crawl into bed and sound asleep. Um, we've lost that. And so we have to make adjustments, and we've got to bring in these disciplines now. And this is spilling over into our Christian lifestyle because we've gotten so lazy, and we want everything to be easy, and we want to be fed on it. And I'm not saying that. I'm not calling out individuals as lazy. I'm saying that as a culture we have become lazy. As a culture we're looking for easy ways. And so when we talk about kingdom, when we're talking about the spiritual disciplines, we're talking about the principles and things that we need to live by. This takes a level of self-discipline that we're no longer familiar with. Today is an example. We're looking at 1 Peter 4. And this is dealing with our attitude towards prayer. And the church prayer meeting has almost gone by the wayside. A lot of churches have actually given up on it, trying to get their people to come out. And those who do gather for prayer, they represent like 1% of the congregation. And it's crazy. But people just, that's not a priority for them anymore. So they don't have that self-discipline of prayer. And if they don't have that as a community, I doubt very much that they see a priority of it in their day. And so they're attending church, but they have no relationship, because the relationship is found in prayer. The relationship is found in worship, not restricted to the worship of on Sunday, but a daily worship. We are worshipers. We've been called to worship. We should be worshiping all day long. It should be oozing out of us. We should be looking for every opportunity to worship. Those songs should be pouring through us all the time. But it takes discipline to develop that. It takes a while to see that happening. And so here we have in 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 7, he writes, "The end and culmination of all things is near." Now, people say, "Oh yeah, since the church was born, has been looking for Christ to return." Well, you need to understand that we've been in the end times since Jesus Christ rose from the dead. This is the age of the end times. And we have been progressively moving towards that. And we don't know when that's going to be, so we always have to have this attitude of preparedness, which the early church had. And every generation is supposed to perpetuate that readiness. I'm ready now. You make your decisions with that in mind. Christ could come today. And we don't have that sense of urgency. And he says here, the end and culmination of all things is near. We have to live with that attitude. Therefore, be sound-minded and self-controlled for the purpose of prayer. Be sound-minded and self-controlled for the purpose of prayer. Staying balanced and focused on the things of God so that your communication will be clear, reasonable, specific, and pleasing to Him. So when we come before Him in prayer, when we enter into this, there's supposed to be a level of self-discipline. And I'll tell you, some days it's hard. Some days it's hard because I find that my mind is occupied, and it's early in the morning, but my mind is occupied with things that I have to do in the day, and ideas are running through my head, and the whole bit, and it takes a development, a self-discipline that comes over a period of time, where you are sound-minded, where you are able to control your thoughts. And I like to use the psalm. We enter His gates with thanksgiving, and His courts with praise. So my whole the way I begin my closet time, my quiet time, my private time with the Lord is I always start off with thanksgiving. I come to His gates. It's like knocking on the gates. It's with thanksgiving. And I think of all the things I'm thankful for, all the things. And it's more than just the cross. It's the fact that I have life today. I have He's given me new opportunities today, and I thank Him for the provision, and I go on. I thank Him for the people in my life. I thank Him for my wife every single day. I thank Him for every one of my children. I thank Him for these blessings that He's poured into my life, and that naturally leads into just you're God, you're good. My King, you're good, and just leads into worship. And sometimes I worship just on my own, and sometimes I use tools. I'll have some music on hand, and I'll just spend some time in worship and get my mind and my heart centered on Him, and then go in and after spending that time of just being with Him, of enjoying Him, of His company, then I'm able to start praying for people and for situations and such. But it takes a discipline, a development in that. So again, we liken it to the physical activities. You need to have physical activity in your life. You need to have disciplined prayer in your life. You need to have a time of the day that is set aside for Him, and it should be consistent. I really recommend the morning, because it's you have control over the morning. At night, I'm telling you, most people are just so dead tired they can't. No matter how hard they try to have self-discipline in their day, they can't. And most people say, well, I'm just too tired in the morning. Well, grab a cup of coffee, grab your Bible, find a corner of the house, go to a park bench, go for a walk. Go walk in the morning, especially in the summer. Walk in the morning and just praise Him and worship Him. Don't worry about people who are around. I mean, there's all kinds of nutters in society, and if you want to go out and pray in public, then you go and do that. And but I'm asking you, just start off with 15. Wake up 15 minutes earlier in the morning. Then let it grow. Let it go to 20 and 30. Before you know it, you want 45 and so on, because that time is going to be precious. It's going to be precious to you. It's going to grow. It's going to become more. But start at least with a little. You know, you want to run a marathon. You're not going to start the first day by running 100 kilometers. You're going to start off with 2 kilometers. You're going to do the run a bit, walk a bit, run a bit, walk a bit, until your body is adjusting to that. And then before you know it, you're going to be running 3 kilometers, and then 4 kilometers, and 5 kilometers, and so on. And you're going to build up to that marathon level. And it's the same with prayer. You know, start off with a little. If you're not used to praying, start off with a little and let it grow and grow and grow and grow. Just come on, people. We got to get this together. We need this. If we're going to go forward, if we want to know Him, if we want to get, we have to put in the time. We have to do it. There's no shortcuts. You have to put in the time. So find the time. Discipline your day. Discipline your time with Him in your conversation. So you have an excellent day. Enjoy your private time with the Lord and be blessed.